Hey guys, Andy here from Mediocre Hobbies coming at you with another Imperial Guard / Astra Militarum video today. This time we are going to be adding another unit of Rough Riders, or Death Riders should I say, to my Death Korps of Krieg army. Having said that, I already have 12 of the Forge World miniatures, a Commissar on horse, a Marshal on horse, and then a full squad of 10 of the Death Riders from Forge World. So I decided this time I was going to look for something a little different. And I found a beautiful unit of sculpts that I could 3D print from Station Forge. Unfortunately, I didn't have the time to print them out myself, so that's where this week's sponsor, Proxy Wars, comes in. And these guys were able to print these out for me and send them straight to my door for a ridiculously good price, I might add, which is going to allow me to get one of them built and painted in today's video. So I'm going to start off the video by showing you the kind of pros and cons, what these guys look like, how they are to assemble, the different parts, and then at the end of the video I'm going to show you one that I've painted up all the way to the end, and then you can judge for yourself whether or not you think these are good enough to stand as Death Riders in my Krieg army or not. I will tell you a little bit more about Proxy Wars later in the video, and they do some pretty cool stuff, so I think you'll be interested to hear it. Before I get into the video, I just want to say a huge thank you to all of my patrons. Without you guys, I would not be able to do this crazy thing that is a YouTube channel, so a big thank you from the bottom of my heart. If you are interested in getting involved in it yourself, there's links to my Patreon below, access to a private Discord server, and an extra video every single week are just two of the awesome benefits you get for becoming a member. Okay, without further ado, let's get working on some Death Riders. Okay guys, and these are the sculpts that I mentioned from Proxy Wars. They come from the creators of Station Forge. And I'm actually a Patreon of Station Forge myself and do personally print off a whole heap of their stuff on a weekly basis almost. But sometimes big projects like this, like 10 of these bikers with 10 sets of arms, 10 sets of bait, 10, it can be a little bit time consuming to get all those prints printed up, cleaned, washed, and set up. So even me, who owns a 3D printer, will avail of Proxy Wars services sometimes just to kind of get the job done. And since they are the sponsor of today's video, they very kindly sent me over a box set of some of their bits and pieces. I actually got to choose what I wanted, and these bikers were one of the things that I personally chose. Even though I owned the files and can print them myself, I honestly didn't want the hassle. So having a service where I can order them to my door, they even remove all the supports. There's a few burrs and stuff left over. You gotta pick them out with tweezers or something to be careful, but all the supports are gone. They're washed, they're clean, they're ready to be assembled, like this beautiful piece here. Because these are from the Grimguard collection, I think they look like fantastic proxies for Kriegsmen. They're in fact my favorite company who does alternate versions of Kriegsmen. Now don't get me wrong, I fully support Forge World and the official versions of Death Korps of Krieg. I think I've spent well over €1,000 on official Kriegsmen at this stage. But I've kind of ran out of things to buy. I have everything that exists for Krieg on their official website. But I haven't quite scratched my itch fully for Krieg. I want the army to be colossal. So companies like this that come in and take that IP, slightly tweak it and give new units a new life into the range, I'm all here for. I mean, I know Games Workshop gave us a beautiful plastic kit last year, but I genuinely can't see them giving us anything else for Krieg for a very, very long time, which is kind of upsetting. I'm not willing to wait a decade for new sculpts. So that's where companies like this will help me out and scratch that itch and give me some awesome stuff to add into my collection. And once they're painted up, they match in beautifully. Not only do they have those awesome sculpts of bikes like these guys, they've taken it a step further, and if you notice I have a slightly larger base here. What could that possibly be for? Of course it's for a sidecar. As for the rules, I think it's just going to count as a standard Death Rider. Unfortunately, I don't think there's anything that I could use it for in the actual game system. Maybe I can get some house rules from it. Maybe there's like a heavy weapon team you can take for a Death Rider squadron. Would be very cool. Give a heavy stubber or something, which I think is a very simple add-on to a squad. But I love it. Here's the full squad of 10 that I built, and that's what I ordered. This costs $45 is how much this pack costs for 10 Grimguard bikers. But for some strange reason, the bag had 18 of them in it. I don't know whether that is why that's the case or why they sent so many or if that's the regular, but if you consider that a Forge World Krieg Death Rider is €25 a piece, that means a whole squad of 10 is going to cost you €250 as opposed to the $45 that this is going to cost. So I'm quite happy with this. They gave me pretty much an entire extra squad for free, so I'm not going to complain. Here they all are built and sprayed. And now I'm going to show you what one of them is going to look like fully painted, and to see if it really will match in with my Krieg army when it's fully done, and see what the process of building and painting it is actually like. I'm going to go through the exact same process that I did for painting any of my Krieg. If you watched any of my Krieg videos, you'll know I start by base coating everything with contrast except for the metallics. And then I just shade the entire miniature down, and then add a couple of quick layered highlights. Like I said, Proxy War has a beautiful tagline on their website as to kind of what they are. They talk about being the creators of a wide range of 3D printed miniatures and curators of a wide range of 3D printed miniatures. And I think that's one of the coolest things about them, is they don't just create their own stuff. They get the permission from other companies to 3D print and sell their miniatures, which I think is super important, because not all of us have access to 3D printing. It doesn't even have to be because of price or because of space. It could just be of, I'm not interested. I do not want to take up this additional hobby, which is 3D printing, although now I'm missing out on all these beautiful miniatures. And that's where I think companies like Proxy War really do step up and help us out. If it is something that you're interested in, you want to check out their line of miniatures or what they can print for you at ridiculously good prices, I will leave links to everything below. You can check them out and see if it's something you're interested in yourself. This month's video for them was actually meant to be based around a beautiful new Kickstarter that they're doing for basically a whole new guard regiment, which I'm super excited for. They have sent me across the miniatures, and I'm going to be showcasing them in a video. Unfortunately, the Kickstarter is a little bit delayed getting off the ground due to some technical issues. So I've gone ahead and done the Grimguard Bikers for this month's video. And next month, I hope to bring you what their Kickstarter is, what that's all about, and what it's going to look like. After throwing on all the base coats, waiting for it to dry, throwing a bit of texture paste on the base, I then go into the very quick and very accessible layering job. Layering Kriegsmen is actually something that I find quite therapeutic. I think I've painted over 140 infantry at this stage across, tank crews and artillery crews and actual squads of infantry. I'm well versed in doing it. It doesn't take me very long, but I do very much love it. I'm actually going to show you guys a couple of shelves of my Krieg at the end of this video so that you can see the rest of my army, and you can actually spot a few extra bits and pieces in there that I've added that aren't official stuff, which tie in really beautifully, make me happy, and basically expand my Krieg collection, including something I use as a stand-in for an Imperial Knight, but it's much more kind of steampunky and Kriegian, if that makes sense. Even painting this guy up, I thought he was going to take a little bit longer than he did. He didn't take that much time, which bodes well for me because now I've got another 17 of them to paint. I'm going to start with the first 10 that I built and sprayed. I don't know when I'll get around to doing another squad. I have always wanted to run an army with 30 Death Riders in it, so perhaps I will do my own work and 3D print the last couple I need to finish off the rest of the ones they sent me. And in a battle report at some point soon, you may see 30 Death Riders storming across the battlefield, no man's land, and hitting some horrible Chaos or Xenos lines. But as you can see, all the steps that I take to get this die done are very simple. When I dry brush up the base, I make sure to hit the bike to dirty it up a little bit. And this is basically the finished biker, and I must say, I love it. I think it looks fantastic. I am excited to see what an entire squad of 10 of them is going to look like, including that awesome sidecar. Yeah, I would be perfectly comfortable recommending this service and these miniatures to you. There's the thing I use as a stand-in for Knight. That's actually from Archvillain Games. Here's my Krieg Thunderbolt, which is another Proxy War. As you can see, I've got lots of infantry, lots of tanks, all beautifully based. Here's my own personal 10 Death Riders plus 2 extras. So I have paid my due diligence in getting my own ones before I got any third-party ones. Some more tanks, some super heavies. As you can see, I'm a huge fan of Death Korps of Krieg, and I just can't really say much more about them. I just love them. Anyone else who's a huge Krieg enthusiast, let me know in the comments below. Also, let me know why Kriegsmen stand out to you so much. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and you will check out Proxy Wars for yourself. Okay guys, and there we have it. One completed Death Rider. except this is one from Grim Guard from Station Forge, who were sponsored by Proxy Wars. God, that's a mouthful. These are Kriegsmen mounted on motorcycles, riding around with explosive tip lances and las guns and all the other bits and pieces of paraphernalia that make them an awesome guardsman. Had a huge amount of fun putting this unit together and getting them painted up. I will get the other 9 bikes painted up in the next kind of week or two. I really want to see that unit added to my shelved collection. You've seen some of the shelves of my Krieg. There's actually more Krieg than that to show off, and I may show you that in a future video. I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, make sure you give the video a like. Ask me any question you want in the comments below. I'll get back to everybody that does. And make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Don't forget to check out the links to Proxy War down below. Check out their awesome website and the amazing price they have for getting some awesome prints to your door. That's about all I've got to say for this video. So I guess I'll see you in the next one.